Welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. It is a terrific Tuesday, and when it's a terrific Tuesday, it's usually a Texas Tuesday. And when we go do the Texas two-step, we do it all the time with my good friend, great friend of the show, James Dickey joins us. He's the chairman of the Texas Republican Party. He's the creator of the Keep Texas Red campaign. Hey, James, how are you today?
I am doing great, John. We are excited about the turnout we're seeing in early voting. Our big election day is next week, but we are halfway through our early voting 2-week window, and the turnout has been fantastic. Republicans are energized and can't wait to see this through.
When's the president coming to town, James? Doing a rally down there around Super Tuesday?
We've had a bunch of rallies, and it's been exciting to have him in El Paso and in Houston and in Dallas. And I am sure the next time he is out, people are going to be really excited to see him.
So you guys had some great wins in those local state races. And the reason they were important is because a lot of the national candidates came and brought themselves down to Texas to try to perpetrate this foolish story that they could turn Texas blue. You guys laid down some serious New York City style beatings on those races. I'm showing a little full screen here, and it's talking about the chart there is a voter intention chart in the presidential election on the Dem side. And you got 22% in Texas for Biden. You got 22 approximately for Bernie, and then you got 18 for Elizabeth Warren. Mike Bloomberg is at 13, Buttigieg 11 and change, Klobuchar and Tulsi Gabbard's got a couple. Tom Starr's at his usual less than 1%. There is no chance that my friend James Dickey is going to let anything happen in Texas that has to do with turning blue, because you're the guy who started the Keep Texas Red campaign, right?
Yeah, we are doing the work we need to do to make sure that we keep Texas red. And Bernie over the weekend, he tweeted at the president that he was going to flip Texas. And you know what? The Democrats may just be so far left, so extremist that they nominate a straight up socialist. But he might burn down the Democrat Party. He is not burning down the United States, and Texas is going to be sure to be in the defense, make sure that we keep Texas red and save our country.
So recently when he was down there, he was talking about how, he's going to turn out all these new voters and Latinos, African Americans. And I think his quote was that he's going to make Texas one of the most progressive states in the country. And I would say most of my friends that I know live down in Texas would say over my dead body on that one, because I know they're going to fight to the finish. That's for sure.
Well, and that's just another good example of them just abusing the English language. We have progress in Texas. We have jobs. We have careers. We have an economy that is progressing and is growing amazingly under Republican leadership and conservative principles. But that's just the left twisting words and abusing the English language, trying to pretend they are something they're not. There is nothing progressive about a movement that wants to go back to 1917 Russia.
There's no doubt about that. Isn't. Hey, James, you like the University of Houston, right? That's a good school, isn't it? And they got this the Hobby School of Public Affairs over there, the great University of Houston. And they came out with a poll recently and said that nobody in Texas is really that motivated by any of the candidates. And that's why no one has a great lead. It's like a potluck, like whoever. That's got to hurt them now.
It does hurt the Democrats. And we are seeing that. I mean, you would think with all the races they have up for grabs. I mean, the big comparisons, 2008 was the last time they had an open field and, wanted to take a shot at getting a presidential nomination. You would think that they'd be turning out in droves, but Republican primary voters are turning out at a bigger level so far in Texas than Democrat primary voters. And it's a reflection of our voters are excited, and our voters are excited about advancing the principles that made Texas great. And Democrat voters, I get asked all the time, is there a preference for who the president would rather run against? And the reality is, Bernie lets us save a step. We don't have to explain to anybody he's a socialist because he claims it. But every other nominee on the Democrat side is just as extreme, a leftist, socialist. All the policies that they advance are just as extreme. And even Texas Democrat voters can't stomach it.
Yeah, I saw, I was watching something with Pete Buttigieg, and he basically said, we all kind of stand around the same thoughts as Bernie, but the way he presents it, it's too revolutionary, it's too scary. And Buttigieg is basically saying, stop telling them you're a socialist.
Right.
Don't make it confrontational. Lie to them now, and then when we get in, I think the American people, especially the good people of Texas, are way too smart for that to happen.
Way too smart. And I think that's one of the reasons why the president has such strong support among Republicans in Texas is he is the all too rare elected official who ran for office saying what he was going to do, saying what he was going to fight for, and then he's been fighting for exactly that. It's been fantastic to see those promises made and promises kept.
And you gotta love it, like I do. At least I hope you do. When now all the stuff starts coming out on Bernie, that he says, "Hey, Fidel Castro did some great things. He taught people to read while he was killing their parents."
That's right.
And now I broke it down this morning. There's some new tapes out about some wonderful, glowing things he said about Daniel Ortega down in Nicaragua. How he's impressive and he's loving and he's like a hippie.
Right.
And all these things share one thing in common. They want to crush freedom of speech. They want to limit the news. They want to manipulate it. And to me, if there's one thing that I know most Americans want to fight for is their freedom of speech. That's why it's number one in there. And I know you guys down in Texas are not letting anybody trample on that one. And you're a great guest. You're a great friend of ours. Anything you're doing, anything you need to get the word out, you let us know. You're welcome here anytime, my friend. What's happening?
Texas Republicans, turn out and vote. We got Super Tuesday on Tuesday. Let's show some amazing numbers.
And the president's been doing just that. In New Hampshire, the president came up fractionally points behind the greatest Republican win in Republican primary history. Ronald Reagan nudged him out by a couple of niblets. But,
wow.
He is still motivating people, even though he doesn't really have an opponent, which is, to me, amazing to see. And can't wait to see him down in Texas again, because I know he gets it going for you guys.
He really does. Can't wait to have him back here.
All right, James Dickey, thank you so much. We're going to shift gears a little bit. And no, we're not going to stop talking about the debates, and we're not going to stop talking about Republican Party chairpersons. Amy Tarkanian is going to join us next. She's the former GOP chair of Nevada. And she's also a member of the legendary Tarkanian family. I'm going to break all that down and more right after this.